What's up, guys? Welcome back. So pretty much, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not exactly sure of what all is gonna get done in this video. The plan for today is actually to start finishing up all of the wiring on the car. I do have a gentleman that's actually on his way right now that's local, that is actually making my fan relay setup and also my fuel pump setup and relay setup. He is also going to be modifying a relay setup that I actually picked up in a trade here with a good friend of mine on Instagram by the homie named Eric. I ended up trading some titanium hardware that I was not going to use, and I figured the relay setup would actually come in a lot handy and honestly save me a couple of bucks. So I ended up making a trade with him. So I do have that harness here, and we are going to have to pretty much modify this setup. This setup is actually for the dual fans if you run a tuck style radiator, when you actually run two fans like the Speed Factory 1 and so on and so forth. So since I'm not going to be using the fans for the radiator, I'm not going to need the fan switch. I'm not going to need any of that stuff. So all that can be pretty much left at the end. So this is going to get all modified so that we can work for the AC setup. And then he already made another relay setup that's actually going to work for my fan, for my radiator. So all that is pretty much going to be taken care of along with the fuel pump setup. So when he gets here, guys, I'm going to ask him if he's down to let me record, and that way he can pretty much explain everything, as I really don't know a lot of this stuff. This is stuff that I'm learning and why it's needed. So all the rest of the stuff he's going to be making here for the fuel pump, he's going to make all that here. He is actually going to modify my fan plugs to Deutsch connectors, so that way we avoid any corrosion on them, because they are prone, from what he says, to getting some corrosion on them and so on and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and try to protect all that. There's other stuff that we have received that need to get swapped out, so we might do that here in this video also. I got extended studs finally for the rear of the car because the fronts are extended, so that's going to get swapped out. And we also got a new brake master here. The one that I actually have on the car now is actually, it is a new one, but it did not come with this other setup here. So I figured buy a new one. It was literally 35 bucks on Amazon. So we're gonna go ahead and bench bleed that and get that installed, and that we can start bleeding the brake setup on the car and have everything pretty much finalized, along with bleeding the clutch and everything else. The car is also supposed to be heading to paint, guys. As we all know, if you guys are local, the Honda meet has been moved forward to March. So now this car actually has to leave to get painted. And when this car is gone, my brother's car is going to be coming here, and we're going to attempt to get that car running and driving, so that we can at least make it to the meet also. So pretty much, guys, I'm going to go ahead and clean the garage real quick, and we'll catch back up once the guy comes for the wiring. Alright, guys, so he doesn't like to be filmed and all that stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and let him do what he's gonna do. He pretty much already finished up the first relay setup for the fan itself. We got that wired in, and we also got the fan switches for the AC setup, so it'll be triggered with the AC button and it'll turn on, and everything else. We removed some other plugs that weren't needed just because they're not needed. Right now he's actually working on the fuel pump assembly, so once all that gets wired in, I'll go ahead and update you guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can kind of talk him into just giving you guys a little insight of what he does, and if you guys are interested, maybe you guys can hit him up for some work. This guy's work is very clean. He's making do with what he has right now with the stuff that I provided as far as the relay from Versatile. That wiring is actually very long, and so to cut it down to do everything else, it just was not worth it. So yeah. It's coming out clean, bro.
Try. Put a little paint on that bracket and it'll be...
I'm not tripping about that bracket, bro. That shit's all gonna be hidden, bro.
Yeah.
After this, we're gonna get you on camera, dog, so they can hit you up. You're gonna get your little moment of star on being on camera.
I don't like the camera.
Oh, I know, dog. Trust me. You're not the only one, bro.
That's what we did the SEMA car for. Big ass YouTuber too, TikTok, all that shit. He has like 2 million followers on TikTok.
I'm small, dog, so you won't get that many people.
Yeah, so he was always just like, oh, fucking, you want to be on camera? I'm like, fuck no.
Alrighty guys, so homeboy is leaving now in his Toyota Supra. He does amazing work, guys. Let me go ahead and put that out there. If you guys are interested, this is his name. I believe it's Kunodos or something like that garage. Kanad's garage, it looks like. I'll put his link in the description on the bottom for his Instagram if you guys are all interested. This is all a complete mess because a lot of this wiring is from the headlight harness from Versatile Wiring. Unfortunately, that is what I am running. We might end up going back to it later on and fixing all this stuff because that way it will be tailored to the front end of the car. So I'm not necessarily tripping about that. I just really was trying to get it a lot cleaner. But again, you know, I can probably snip it away and get rid of some stuff and clean it up. But in honesty, it's just something I'm gonna go ahead and do later on when the time comes. Unfortunately, it looks like a spaghetti factory here, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to clean it up after. I told him not to worry about it. He was gonna go ahead and clean it, but I don't want him to waste his time. I know he has other jobs, and for what he charged, it was not expensive at all to get this done. He ended up modifying the first fuse box, which is the one from Versatile Wiring. I don't need the fan relay switch and all that stuff, so all this turns on now. So you guys will see here, if I were to go ahead and put power to the breaker again, let me go ahead and put that on. And then as far as the fans for the AC, give it power. Turn on the fan. Push the AC button and you guys will see the fans are turning on. So all that works what it's supposed to be here for the AC setup, and then the radiator setup will be once we get the car tuned. We set the perimeter of when the thermostat's supposed to open and when they're supposed to come on, and that fan will also actuate with the other relay. So all the wiring pretty much is done now. I'm gonna go ahead and try to fix things up a little bit, and then we're gonna end up pretty much moving on to changing out the rear wheel studs so that way we can have the extended studs on the car all the way around, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for tonight, and we'll pick back up on it tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my garage because everything is everywhere. Try to organize the inside of the interior again, and that way pretty much we can just continue moving forward. What's up, guys? So pretty much, guys, it is the next day, and unfortunately, guys, I'm going to be doing a bunch of talking right now for maybe a couple of minutes. So if you guys don't want to hear it through it, go ahead and scroll through. But if you guys do stick around, please listen out, and it would help me out a lot. Yesterday, as you guys seen, the gentleman from Kanad's garage came down, did all my relays, and everything was amazing. All of his work, his quality of work, everything that he did was honestly A1, and I strongly recommend him. Later on in that night, I came in here trying to just figure out and sort all the spaghetti mess that was from the headlight harness and from the dual fan harness that is actually from the same maker, not this gentleman. The other one's from Versatile Wiring. The other wiring has just a bunch of wires, and I'm trying to fix it so that way it didn't look so bunched up and it didn't look like a blob of mess. And so I pretty much got it to look okay, decent. Unfortunately, we are going to go ahead and change that out later on at a later date. And it's just going to be tailored to the car, and that way everything gets plugged in, and that's the way it's going to be. It has a route, and that's where it's going to maintain. We are talking about that already, so that will probably be in the next couple of months, and we'll just go ahead and do it that way. Aside from that, yesterday, after I was trying to do all that, I was in a rush. I didn't realize I ended up tripping, and I ended up, unfortunately, eating shit. I ended up twisting my arm, my hand, and I ended up messing up my pinky. So if you look at both my fat pinkies, you see this one is screwed up and I cannot bend it. So I spent a couple of hours in the morning at the hospital figuring out if I had a broken finger or not. I can still move it somewhat, but everything was good. They put a little damn clamp on it, took it off because it's uncomfortable for me, and we're just gonna go ahead and let it heal. Today I got back out here in the afternoon trying to get a little bit more work done, and I went back again to trying to figure out why my fuel pump would not prime. Checked all my grounds, checked all the wire, make sure all the plugs were connected, and everything is connected. I figured maybe there's something wrong with the chassis. I ended up reaching out to a good homie of mine. I always mention him in most of my videos, Brandon, we have shit up. And another homie of mine, and even the same gentleman that did my wiring for my relays, they all came up with the same thing, is that there's something wrong with one of my harnesses. So I ended up reaching out to my harness maker, and he told me to go ahead and send back my harness. So what I ended up doing was pretty much removing the engine harness. So as I said, engine harness now is out. I am gonna go ahead and pretty much remove the other part that's inside of the firewall. He wants everything, so I'm gonna have to send back pretty much everything for it. The bottom dash harness that connects to the other plug here, and also the conversion harness. So unfortunate event that I have to send back this harness and push back however long it's gonna be for it. He says it's not gonna be that much longer till I get it back, which I really hope that it's not, just because I want to be able to keep moving forward and not take so many damn steps back. So only goal for me tonight, guys, is I'm gonna go ahead and remove the rest of the harness, and then tomorrow we'll probably just pick up with doing the studs on the rear lower control arms of the S1 kit, and well, not the lower control arms, of the rear trailing arms, so that way we can have extended studs on all 4 corners. So yeah, let's just go ahead and remove the rest of the harness. Alrighty guys, so here is the 2 pieces of the harness, or 3 pieces. This is actually the conversion harness over here. So that's the other piece that goes connected to here, and then it connects to the regular engine harness, or to the rest of the engine harness. So I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much get all of this boxed up, so that way it's pretty much all taken care of. Again, I'm not sure what is wrong or what's going on. All I know is I just want this car done. A lot of the interior is out, guys, because I do have something to show you guys, and we'll go ahead and show you guys that probably on the next video. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get all this pretty much boxed up tonight. I gotta take my daughter to dance, and then tomorrow we'll pick back up when we do start doing the stud conversion to the rear end. Alrighty guys, so we're back, and let's go ahead and see if we can get these studs pressed into the all-wheel drive hubs for S1 built. So let's go ahead and remove the tire real quick on both sides, and then now we can start seeing what we need to do to be able to pull off the hub itself. I know we're gonna have to use a socket to take off the rear end, so that has to also come off from the axle, and then take off the disc, take off everything else pretty much again. I'm not really looking forward to that, but I want to get that done.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind the fake.
Alrighty guys, so here are the studs that we're going to be replacing. They are longer compared to the original one, and they are significantly longer. So that's what I wanted, because I wanted to match these ones here where they pop out. So first step is we are going to have to grind this section off here, at least a piece of it, either on the outside so that when we push it down, or when we smack it down, it'll have enough room to slide over this lip here on the bearing side. So once that is pretty much cut, you can slide it over and you can actually put the new ones in. You are also going to have to do that to this section here, so that's something else we got to do. We got to cut these. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is pull the other side off real quick, that way we have both of them off, and we can do both sides at the same time. Alright guys, so I ended up cutting a piece off of it. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is pretty much pull them off, twist it around, that way it clears the back end of it. Then I'm going to have to do the same thing here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm not going to show the whole process, I'll just go ahead and explain to you guys after it's all done. And that way when one of them is done, then I'll just go ahead and proceed to the next one, and then we'll go ahead and weld it up, and that way it will prevent it from spinning around. So let me go ahead and bang these out real quick, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like pretty much done. Alrighty guys, so extended studs are put on. I did tack weld every single stud on both the hubs, so both of them are done. So let's go ahead and get these back put. I'll put these back onto the rear trailing arms and get it all bolted up. I'm gonna go ahead and put some Loctite on it, some rear Loctite, so they don't back out, and that way it'll at least lock it up. So let's just get to it. Alrighty guys, so pretty much as you guys can see, everything is pretty much locked in on both sides. I ended up putting the other side in too. This side's in. I already tightened the axle. I tightened all the bolts. I tightened all the hardware. Calipers are locked in. Hubs, everything is in. And as you guys can see now, we also got the extended studs to actually match the front end, because I did not realize the hard race actually came with the extended studs already put onto them. So it was only right just to go ahead and make it all four corners extended studs. So pretty much this is where we're going to wrap up today's video. I know this video has been all over the place, doing wiring, suffering things with wiring. Man, it's just been all over the place, and I do apologize for the way this content has on this video. I'm just trying to make things happen, unfortunately, and this is the case that we're facing. Another note is the harness has been sent out to my homie Wireworks, so that way he can take care of it and figure out why my fuel pump is not priming. He should have it in a couple of days, and I should be getting it back hopefully within the week also. He's supposed to message me once he receives it and once he actually is going to send it out, so that we can send it out within a couple of days here, and I don't gotta wait. Because again, as you guys seen on the last video, my brother, we finally put the bracket on that car, and we're gonna be bringing it here, so that we can put some work onto it. I'm gonna try to do the best that I possibly can, prepping the engine bay, getting all that situated, put the motor inside, and that way shortly after, hopefully Dana will be showing up. And once Dana shows up, he said that he'll help me out, and that way we can get this car running, put it on just on a base map, and that way my brother can actually drive it to the meet. He has a lot of the majority of the parts. He's still missing a few parts. As I stated, if anybody does have any parts for that car that he's looking for, manifold, throttle body, headers, just whatever, axles and so on and so forth, let me know what you guys have for sale. It has to be at a good price, just because he is working with a budget, unfortunately, and we're just trying to make that car make its debut appearance again after 7-8 years of not being shown. And as you guys seen, the car is going K series, and in my opinion, K is the way, guys. Some people may hate that, right? But it's the new generation, and as far as the motors, and it's just more bang for your buck, in all honesty, instead of spending 5 to 6 grand on just a B series motor sometimes for a long block in the trans. So we're gonna make the best out of both cars, guys, and pretty much we're gonna wrap up the video here. So pretty much with that being said, guys, please like, comment, let me know what you guys think so far of the car, and how stoked you guys are to actually see this car finished and hopefully at the Honda meet running and driving. If not, unfortunately, it will be on a truck being towed there. But with that being said, guys, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Till next time.